super nice. One of the best museums that I've been to so far. Happy Sunday! We're here at MOA. Pakita sa Museo del Galeón. There's a new museum here sa MOA complex.
Hello everyone, it's been a while, but welcome to another vlog. Actually, this is a very late edit. So last May 24, I visited one of the newest cultural attractions in the SM Mall of Asia complex, the Museo del Galeón. As someone who enjoys exploring museums and learning more about Philippine history, I was excited to finally see what this place had to offer. After getting my ticket and entering the museum, I immediately found myself stepping into a different era, one that tells the story of the Philippines' deep connection to the sea and its role in the global trade centuries ago. The first thing that captures your attention is the museum's centerpiece, the Galeón Espíritu Santo, a full-scale representation of a 17th century galleon originally built in Cavite in 1603. Towering several stories high, this magnificent vessel serves as the reminder of the Manila-Acapulco Galleon Trade, which connected Asia, the Americas, and Europe for more than 250 years.
So we're now here inside the Museo del Galeón. As you can see, Galleon over there. Then mag-start na ta diri sa ubos. So start ng exhibit sa kanang mga sinaunang barko na gigamit before. So if you've been to the Maritime Museum sa Iloilo, you would see the same information. But the galleon here is so big. So from the canoe, naanat na sa balangay. This is not a real balangay, this is just a representation, but this is how it looked like before, during the pre-colonial period. These are the pre-colonial Southeast Asian trade routes. So nasa Butuan, Sulu, Indonesia, Vietnam, Philippines. This is Gallery 1, where you would see old maps.
Gallery 1 focuses on the ancient mariners of the Philippine archipelago and the sea routes they traveled.
What is it, guys? From below, just the size of this thing. It's gigantic.
Standing beneath the galleon, it's hard not to be amazed by its sheer size and by the craftsmanship that went into recreating such an important part of our maritime heritage. One of the highlights of Gallery 1 for me was this incredibly detailed diorama showing how a galleon was built during the Spanish colonial period. Rather than focusing only on the ship itself, the exhibit brings an entire shipbuilding community to life. What impressed me the most was the level of detail that went into creating the diorama. After exploring Gallery 1, I made my way to the second level, where Gallery 2 shifts the story towards one of the most significant encounters in Philippine history, the arrival of the Spaniards on Philippine shores. One of the most striking displays in this gallery is the statue of Lapu-Lapu, the chieftain of Mactan, who is remembered as the first Filipino to successfully resist foreign colonization. To understand his story, we also need to look at his relationship with another important leader of the time, Rajah Humabon of Cebu. In the early 16th century, Humabon was one of the most influential rulers in the Visayas. When Magellan arrived in Cebu in 1521, Humabon welcomed the Spaniards and formed an alliance with them.
Super nice ang LED screen showing the movement of the stars.
Magellan baptized Humabon and many of his followers into Christianity, hoping to strengthen Spanish influence in the region. As part of this alliance, Magellan agreed to assist Humabon against his rivals, including the chieftain of nearby Mactan, Lapu-Lapu. However, Lapu-Lapu refused to recognize Spanish authority and rejected Magellan's demands for submission. This conflict led to the famous Battle of Mactan on April 27, 1521. During the battle, Magellan and his forces were defeated by the warriors of Mactan, and Magellan himself was killed. The event became a defining moment in Philippine history, symbolizing resistance against foreign domination.
So good. What an experience.
Magellan found a path to our shores, but we would take his life as our first declaration of freedom.
Gallery 2, I continued up to the third level where I finally got the chance to step inside the museum centerpiece, the Galeón Espíritu Santo. Walking into the ship feels like stepping back into the age of sail.
Wow. Wow, this is amazing. Namo diri sa sulod. It's like you're really inside the galleon na sa dagat kaya na yung mga sounds of waves. I don't know if you can hear.
What I really loved about the gun deck section was the atmosphere. The museum did an excellent job recreating the experience of being aboard a sailing vessel with the dim lighting, wooden interiors, and the constant sound of waves echoing throughout the deck. It genuinely felt as though I was sailing at sea rather than standing inside a museum. The immersive environment makes it easy to imagine what life might have been like for sailors who spent months crossing the ocean under challenging and often unpredictable conditions. After spending some time exploring the gun deck and taking in all the details, I made my way to a small theater area where visitors can watch a short film about the galleon trade and the history behind these remarkable ships.
It began here. This is the Manila Galleon, 1,000 pounds of timber, ambition, and human lives. 250 souls are trying to survive the journey, carrying the wealth of Asia toward the shores of the New World.
Ako po si Juan, 14 na taong gulang. Hindi ko na nakilala ang aking pamilya sapagkat nabay na po ulit na sa malansangan ng Cavite.
Taken by the Spanish and brought aboard a ship he did not choose.
Peace na lang, hindi ka masusunod.
25, from the town of Guapo, is no stranger to the sea.
Ako po si Jose. Marunong na akong maggupit ng lahat, magbuhat ng agla, magtali ng lubid, at magmasid sa dagat. Wala pa yun sa trabaho ng aming mga marino.
The galleon's survival depended entirely on men like him, the mercy of God himself.
我名是阿谈，活准停落来时，我係往前嘅橋嘅所在安定落來。無論你多話條只係條船啦，係條波浪有時。
The fresh food ran out first. Then the Rajah shrank. Responsible for all of it. Captain Don Lope de Ulloa. 250 soldiers, one ship, and the Pacific Ocean.
De repente, una tormenta azotó. Inmediatamente actué. Ordené a la tripulación de preparar las velas para la tormenta y a los pasajeros que bajaran a la cubierta de artillería.
The galleon was swallowed by the wind and water.
Y recé pidiendo la intervención divina.
And then it stopped. After crossing 40,000 kilometers of open sea, tierra, they saw land.
Tras meses de hambre y tormentas, avistamos
This journey repeated. Different names, different faces, the same ocean. The Galeon Trade didn't just carry silk and silver across the sea. It carried people, ordinary people, extraordinary lives, and stories that no wonder.
That was a great film, and I loved the animation so much.
But the sea remembers.
After exploring the gun deck, I continued upward to the main deck, one of the busiest and most important areas of a galleon. Historically, the main deck served as the center of daily life aboard the ship. This was where sailors worked, maintained the rigging and the sails, handled cargo operations, and carried out many of the tasks needed to keep the vessel moving across the ocean. One of my favorite parts of the main deck was the immersive 360-degree LED display that surrounds visitors with stunning visuals and historical storytelling. As the presentation unfolds, the walls come alive with images of the night sky, rolling waves, and scenes inspired by the voyages of the Manila galleons. The experience creates the feeling of being aboard a ship crossing the Pacific Ocean centuries ago.
Across these trade routes, ideas began to travel. Young Filipino scholars crossed the seas, carrying visions of a nation. Welcome to Museo del Galeón.
And if you're a fan of like pirate movies, happy ka dito, like super nice. One of the best museums that I've been to so far. No joke.
The deck was surrounded by important features such as the masts, rigging, and lookout areas, while the stern section led to the quarters occupied by the ship's officers and captain. From here, the crew would have navigated vast stretches of the Pacific, relying on their knowledge of winds, currents, and celestial navigation. Watching the stars appear overhead while hearing the sounds of the sea made the experience feel both educational and immersive. For a moment, it felt less like a museum exhibit and more like joining one of the historic journeys that connected Asia, the Americas, and Europe. I especially enjoyed how the exhibit combines technology with history. Beyond the impressive visuals, it also shares important information about the Manila-Acapulco Galleon Trade, the challenges faced by the sailors during long voyages, and the role of the Philippines as a major center of global trade. When you visit the museum, don't miss out on the names of the galleons on the railings. These are the 181 galleons that sailed the Manila-Acapulco trade route during more than 2 centuries of trans-Pacific commerce.
So sa mga railings, you would see names of galleons, tapos mga years. So palibot siya sa mga railings, you would see those galleons. It's really so good, like ipag-isipan nila ilahang exhibit. It's also very informative and interactive.
By this time, it was already late in the afternoon and I had made my way to the highest level of the museum.
And the view as well. Look at that beautiful sunset sa Manila Bay.
If you're planning to visit Museo del Galeón, I highly recommend coming later in the afternoon. Not only will you have plenty of time to explore the galleries and the galleon itself, but you'll also get the chance to experience the golden hour from the museum's highest level. Thanks for joining me on this journey through Philippine maritime history. If you enjoyed this tour, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more travel and museum adventures.
One of the best museum experiences ever.